The relationship Jane has with Jonathan is a hot mess. In the year and a half, they've never met face to face.
You've told her straight up, this doesn't smell right, you're getting scammed here.
And we all have.
When I look into Jonathan's heart, I see a very kind person, very affectionate.
I look at those lips and all I want to do is just kiss them.
Jonathan started his dream job about 11 months ago on a construction site. The problem is he is in debt from previous projects. Once Jonathan's debt is paid in full, he will acquire $10.3 million for earnings that he has done on previous jobs. He cannot leave the construction site until his debts are paid. He is being held hostage. After knowing Jonathan for 2 weeks, I started sending him money.
I have sent him almost $1 million.
Jonathan convinced me to sell my house so we could be together.
So he convinced you to sell your house.
Yes, he did.
What's happened to all this money that you sent him?
That's a good question. I really
Well,
don't know
I think
the
it
answer.
is. Jane says it's hard to believe someone could just make up an identity. But her Aunt Patty says she thinks that's exactly what's going on.
Hands down, my niece Jane, she is being scammed. I have no idea how much Jane has sent this man. I have no idea.
You're at $966,000.
Yes, I'm a gambler.
Yeah.
I have no
What is-
words.
Jonathan won't tell Jane his current location, but she does know where he was renting a home at the time they met. So what happened when we went to go find him?
So I'm here in Miami, Florida. We were told that a gentleman by the name of Jonathan used to live here. Have you ever seen this man before?
No.
Have you ever seen this guy before?
I have not.
So we've combed the entire neighborhood. Nobody recognizes him. Nobody knows him. Does he look familiar at all?
Not at all.
The man in the photos is not in Miami. He's not being held hostage at a construction site because he's here today. And his photos have been used without his consent. He is not part of this scam whatsoever. He is a victim of this scam. Come on out. Ed, thank you so much. Have you been talking to Jane for a year and a half?
No.
You've never talked to Jane, right?
This is the first time.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
And this is not Jonathan. His name is Ed.
It's really hard to look at you.
I'm sorry for what you're going through.
Do you have any doubt whatsoever that you are being scammed?
There's no doubt. I completely understand, yes, I have been scammed.
After the taping, I was backstage with Ed, and we took a photo together, and I sent a copy of it to Jonathan.
I said, hi, honey. Don't we look great together?
I thought I was done with Jonathan, but unfortunately, I wasn't. Jonathan started apologizing and admitting that he lied to me,
I'll never lie to you again.
and I wanted to believe him. He was going to get his $10.3 million, and I thought we were going to live happily ever after.
Yes, he was a liar, but I thought he loved me.
I disregarded Dr. Phil's advice because I was so in love with Jonathan, I couldn't believe it was a lie.
I was dumbfounded. I feel like everything that Dr. Phil told Jane went in one ear and right out the other.
I was so determined for Jonathan and I to be together that I packed my bags and I went to Miami.
It was business as usual with Jonathan, and he continued to need money.
Once I got to Miami, I sent an additional $150,000 to Jonathan.
There was always an excuse, a setback after setback.
I came to my senses when I looked at my bank account and I was broke. It finally dawned on me that I was being scammed, that I had lost everything. No house, no savings, nothing. In total, I have calculated that I have sent him over $1,300,000. Dr. Phil was right. I did finally wake up. I saw the reality of it all. I feel very humiliated. I do want to thank Dr. Phil for doing his best for every attempt he made to let me see the light.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.